She's dedicated almost 40 years to the San Diego Sheriff's Department.
Sheriff Kelly Martinez is here 40 years.
I know, crazy, right? It goes by like that.
Does it though? Does it? No. Part of it, I'm sure, when you do something that you love, it goes by fast, but you look back and that's a really long time.
Yeah, I started when I was 21 in 1985, so.
Were you one of these stories when you look back that when you were like a kid, you knew that this was what you were going to do?
Oh, no.
Really?
Yeah, no, I was actually a server at Denny's on Miramar Road, and my dad was San Diego Police, and his team would come in and have coffee, and they told me I needed a better job, basically recruited me. But yeah, I had no thoughts I would ever do this. So.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So was there anything that you wanted to do aside from working for the Sheriff's Department?
You know, I always thought I would open my own restaurant, but you know, that's never
so you're
happened.
a foodie.
Yeah.
There's still time.
There's still time. Nothing else going on.
When you, I mean, obviously a lot has changed in the last, 40 some odd years. When you get in with the Sheriff's Department, what are some of the positions that you have had over the years and some of your favorites? Give us your memories.
Yeah, well, the funnest thing was I was a deputy for 22 years. So I started in the women's jail like all women did at the time. Went to patrol station in Fallbrook, which is just a wonderful community in town. Really enjoyed that. And then I was 10 years in our criminal intelligence detail. So I worked domestic terrorism primarily, a lot of undercover work when I was a deputy. So that was really fun. I loved working in the community of Valley Center, and really just the breadth of our region is so enormous in our jurisdiction, and just the ability, the sheriff's office is so amazing because you can work in Solana Beach or Santee or Alpine, and I've worked all of those communities, and having the ability to do that is great.
Yeah.
Over the past 40 years, I'm sure so much has changed.
Right.
When you sit and reflect and you look back, how has law enforcement changed? And in particular, how has the role of women in law enforcement that you've seen change over 40 years?
Well, I really feel, and I'll start with the women piece, I really feel like I'm standing on the shoulders of a lot of other women. It wasn't until around 1972 or so when women were given the equal role of being a deputy sheriff and actually getting equal pay and able to do the same job as men in this organization, and really I think law enforcement in general, so that's been incredible. We've never had a woman undersheriff, a woman sheriff until me in 175 years,
wow,
which is incredible. So it's too bad it took so long, but it's amazing. I know I'm not the last one. As far as law enforcement and what's changed, technology. It's incredible.
Yeah.
We used to handwrite reports when I started.
Wow.
Now everything's automated. We have drones. DNA is just the standard way to solve crimes. I mean, all of the camera systems, license plate readers, everything is amazing.
I was going to say, being able to have photos and then also have video on your body, like the body cams. I mean, how helpful that is. Dash cams, body cams, things that I'm sure 40 years ago were just a thought, at some sort of tech show. But we were just talking about pictures and how interesting it would be if you had a progression of all of your photos throughout the year. Did we show them yet? We do have your election, the day you were elected. Talk about that day.
Yeah, it was amazing. I mean, going through a campaign is difficult, and in law enforcement, this is what you're showing now as my first day after the election. I was so emotional because my team was really happy that I was now their sheriff. And that's just really meaningful to me to have the support of our organization. So.
For people who don't know, how does that work? So you went from being a deputy to being a sheriff. We all meet you out, and hopefully you don't being pulled over. But in another situation,
don't pull us over.
Yeah, we're becoming friends with you for a reason. No, I'm kidding. But how does that work? How do you all of a sudden get elected and have that position?
Well, it's interesting. There's 58 sheriffs in the state of California, and it's a unique role as the leader of a law enforcement organization to be elected instead of appointed as a chief of police, who works for, a mayor and a city council and a city. I work for the people that I serve. So I'm directly responsible to our communities, which I think is a terrific role.
Yeah.
I love that. So
you reflect back 40 years, and then you look ahead for 40 years. What do you have, like, future plans that you're already planting and working on?
Well, as an elected sheriff, I have 4 more years left of this term, so I'll make a decision in a couple of years, and I'm leaning towards running again. So, but we have some big goals, some really audacious goals. I'd love to build a new Vista jail. We're hoping to build the new Ramona station in the next couple of years. We bought some land at 15 and 76 for the underserved North Inland communities so that we can better serve those communities. So I've got a lot of things I'd like to achieve.
It's really nice to see someone like yourself who's worked in the jurisdiction stay and be able to get some of these goals accomplished. So congratulations to you, and hopefully we see another 40-ish years.
And I see maybe a restaurant or something in the future for that.
Yeah, come up with a name for me. That'd be great.
That will be easy. Sheriff Kelly Martinez, we appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you both.
All right, we'll be right back.